This closet was completely packed. Clothes were hanging on top of other clothes, shoes were buried on the floor, and there was barely room to slide hangers across the rod, let alone to see what was actually hanging up. 9 full bags of donations later, it looks completely different. But the real transformation wasn't the organizing, it was the clarity. This is a small closet shared by my client and her husband. They hadn't gone through their clothing in years, and they had both recently lost a significant amount of weight. So a large percentage of what was hanging here didn't even fit them anymore. But those items were still in the closet, taking up space, even though they no longer served them. When a closet gets this full, it stops functioning. You can't see what you have, you start hanging clothes on top of other clothes because there's no room left, shoes end up piled on the floor, hidden under everything else. Even simple things like putting laundry away or getting dressed start to feel harder because the clutter creates friction. It's difficult to see what you have, and nothing is easy to access. Clutter happens when we keep more than a space can comfortably hold, which often happens when we haven't stopped to decide what still makes sense to keep. If we don't go through our spaces regularly or have some kind of boundaries around how much we keep, the amount of stuff slowly grows until the space stops working. When a closet gets to this point, the best way to fix it is to take everything out and go through it intentionally. When I'm working with clients, I usually prefer to do one big reset where we clear the space completely and sort everything at once. Normally, I like to clear everything out at once, but in this closet, we didn't have enough space to spread everything out, so we worked through the closet in stages instead. And this is actually a great approach if you're organizing on your own, because working in smaller sections makes the process feel more manageable and helps you make progress without getting overwhelmed. When I'm working with clients, I can usually take everything out at once because I have a good sense of how long a project will take, and I know we'll have time to put everything back before I leave. But when you're organizing on your own, a really common mistake is taking on too big of a project, pulling everything out of your closets or drawers, and then running out of energy when there's still a big mess in your space. Working through one category at a time like this makes the process much more manageable, and it's a great approach if you're decluttering without a professional. Once we had things out of the closet, I started grouping the clothes into more specific categories. At this stage, I wasn't trying to make anything look neat yet. The goal was just to group similar items together so we could see exactly how much she had in each category before putting anything back into the closet. The more specific the categories are, the easier it is to compare items side by side and make clear decisions about what's actually worth keeping. At one point, we were looking at several very similar black tank tops. When they were hanging separately in the closet, each one felt reasonable to keep, but once we had them side by side, it became clear she didn't need that many versions of the same thing. Comparison creates clarity. Seeing them all together made it obvious that one of them didn't fit quite right and wasn't as comfortable as the others, so that one was easy to let go. This is why grouping like items together is so important. When things are scattered throughout the closet, it's almost impossible to tell how much you really have, and that makes decisions much harder. As we kept going, we came across a few pieces that still had the tags on them. Sometimes people feel like they shouldn't let something go if it's still brand new. But it's important to be intentional about what you keep, and when something still has tags on it, that's a sign it hasn't been worn yet. So it's worth taking a minute to think about why it hasn't been worn and whether it really makes sense to give it space in your closet. Just because something still has tags on it, though, doesn't automatically mean you should get rid of it. If you really love it and just haven't had a chance to wear it yet, then it might make sense to keep. But a lot of times, my clients tell me they've never worn something, they don't really see themselves wearing it, and they feel bad letting it go just because they spent money on it. When that's the reason, I usually encourage them to let it go. Keeping something out of guilt doesn't bring the money back, it just takes up space without adding any value. In this case, she realized she didn't love those pieces, she had never chosen to wear them, and she didn't see herself reaching for them in the future. So giving them space in a small closet was only making the closet harder to use. After we worked through her clothes, we moved on to her husband's side of the closet. This part was interesting because there were several shirts that neither of them really liked, but each of them thought the other person did. So they had been holding on to them, assuming the other person might be upset if they got rid of them. That dynamic showed up right away when we started going through his shirts. The first time I held one up that fell into this category, it got a little quiet and they both looked at me instead of each other or the shirt. So I asked, "Is this one we feel like we can let go?" And he said, "I think we should keep that because my wife really likes it." And she said, "No, I hate that shirt." And then he said, "Me too," and we all laughed and put it straight into the donation pile. That same situation came up a few more times, and each time it got easier for them to be honest about what they actually liked and didn't like. At first, they were both trying to protect each other's feelings, but once they realized that they were often thinking the same thing, the conversations got a lot more comfortable. By the end, it started to sound more like, I don't really love this shirt, but I thought you liked it. And that opened the door for much more honest conversations about what actually deserved space in the closet. This is a good example of how assumptions can keep things in our homes for years, not because we love them, but because we think there's a reason to keep them and never stop to question it. We saw something similar later when we came across several work shirts from a job he didn't have anymore. They had just been sitting in the closet, taking up valuable space, even though there wasn't really a reason to keep them anymore. This is where the status quo can be really powerful. Things stay in our homes simply because they've always been there. When something sits in the closet long enough, it starts to feel normal for it to be there, even if it no longer serves any purpose. That's why pulling everything out and looking at it intentionally makes such a big difference. When you see everything at once, it's much easier to notice what no longer fits your life. Sometimes clutter isn't emotional, it's just unexamined. By the end of the session, we had 9 full bags of donations. Not because they were trying to get rid of a ton of stuff, but because a lot of what was in the closet no longer fit their bodies, their style, or their life. And in a small closet that 2 people share, holding on to that many things that don't get worn makes the space really hard to use. When there's more in the closet that the space can comfortably hold, it gets harder to see what you have, harder to put things away, and harder to get dressed. Sometimes a space feels dysfunctional not because it's too small, but because you're expecting it to hold too much stuff. Once we cleared out the things that no longer fit, the closet finally had room to function the way it was meant to. And once everything that didn't belong was cleared out, we could finally put the closet back together in a way that made sense. Just as a reminder, this is what the closet looked like when we started. And this is the closet now. Everything fits, everything is visible, and there's finally enough space for the closet to function the way it should. Getting dressed in the morning will be so much easier now because they can actually see what they have instead of having clothes buried under other clothes. And now everything in the closet is a real option. Before, a lot of what was in there didn't fit or wasn't something they actually wanted to wear, so the clothes started to turn into background noise. When that happens, it's easy to grab the same few favorites over and over because going through everything else takes too much effort. Even though there's less in the closet now, they'll probably have more variety in what they wear simply because all of their options are visible, easy to access, and actually worth wearing. You might also notice a few smaller changes that help the closet feel less crowded. I grouped the velvet hangers together on one side intentionally so you can see the difference between the velvet hangers and the plastic ones in the same closet. I often recommend switching to velvet hangers for a few reasons. First, they're slimmer, so they take up less space, which gives the closet a little more room to breathe, especially in a smaller space like this. Second, using completely uniform hangers makes the closet look much tidier right away because everything hangs at the same height and angle instead of looking uneven. And third, the grippy texture of the velvet helps keep clothes from sliding off, which means fewer things ending up on the floor and turning into clutter. She decided not to replace all of the plastic hangers right now, but details like that can make a noticeable difference in how easy the closet is to use and keep organized. But the biggest difference in this closet didn't come from the hangers or the layout. It came from going through everything, making intentional decisions, and only putting back what really belonged. Once the closet was no longer holding things that didn't fit, didn't get worn, or didn't make sense to keep, the space finally had room to function the way it should. And when your space works, your daily routines get a lot easier too.